I'm Patrick Bailey with IQlist.com. Today is November 13th, 2019, and in this video I'll be going over a whiteboard wall mount and marker bin I designed. Okay, so I've already put this up on Thingiverse and on PrusaPrinter.org. So this happens to be thing 3971726, and it also is on Prusa 10057. So I'll have links in the show notes, but that's where they are right now. So what happened is, you can finally see, I'm starting to construct the back of my office a little bit. Finally, we moved to this new house recently over the summer and slowly getting adjusted. And so finally I got my whiteboard up. But as I was getting up, well, in my last place, let me show you. So here is a whiteboard. This is actually the whiteboard I have behind me, and I'll put a link up to that for anyone who might care. I like this whiteboard. It's a magnetic whiteboard. It's magnetic in the sense it has metal on it, so that I can attach little things to it. It's really nice. And but one thing that could be a little better about it is how do you attach it to a wall? So it came with a couple of these. And so this is inspired by my little fix here. And so what this can do is it will snap around, the whiteboard. And so there's only two of those to snap onto the top, and you can move them back and forth. And so that's really helpful to find the studs on my wall and hook it in. Now for me, that's fine, but then that's just holding the top and it's flapping on the bottom. There's only two of these. If I had two more, I could probably secure it on the bottom. What they do have, though, is on each corner, on the four corners, there is a place where I can put a screw into the wall to stabilize it, because I want it really nicely attached. Now, the last place I was at, I didn't want to drill in the wall too much, and of course, those don't line up with the studs. So what I did is I kind of built something in the back behind it. I put some wood, I kind of braced it against the wall, and I built this whole thing so I wouldn't have to drill into the wall. But now, I thought I could do better. So here is my sketch I came up with. So here, if you look at here, let's see if we can go over here. If you look at the cross section of the whiteboard, it's kind of a little bump there that this thing can hook over. And so at the bottom, it's about 12 millimeters wide, and then it goes up about 18.25 is what I wrote down. And it's got this little lip at each side is about 2 millimeters. And so that allows this to snap on. So I came up with this design. I wanted to make a combination. I wanted something that can snap in there, and that I can also screw in the wall, and also have a tray to put all my markers in. And I guess I should have grabbed these first. And so based on that idea, this is what I came up with. So here you can kind of see I got this bin I can put markers on. And also I can attach it to the wall. It's got a little centerpiece. And it can snap onto the whiteboard in a very similar fashion to this. So I have that. And if you go over here on Thingiverse, you'll see that I actually have 3 files in here. So there's 3 different things in here. There's this one, which is the combination that wrong one. This one, the second one. Thing view. This is the combination. Maybe I should just show it in Fusion 360. I have that open. So here's the combination. So here I have my little tray so I can put my markers in. I also have it so I can hook it to the wall. And also right here, I have a little hole in here so that I can, let's see if I can get a better view on that. I can hook it into a stud. And also, once you snap it on, it can go back and forth pretty easily. Oh, word of warning. It snaps pretty good. So one time I was snapping this in and I had my finger too close, and I pinched it good enough that I kind of started bleeding. So word of warning, be careful. Don't pinch your fingers like I did. So I made that one. The other thing I made is I made just a wall mount, just in case someone wanted just a wall mount. So there's this guy, which will snap on and give you the wall mount aspect of it, but it's not going to have a tray. And then also I made a third one for myself and for anyone else. I'm actually using one of these. What happens if all you want is a tray? So this one will snap on, and you got that tray to put your markers on, but there's no wall mount. In fact, I'm using one right now. I don't know if it'll come up on the screen right now. So this one is attached to the wall. This one is not. This one's an extra one so I can put a couple more in there. And it's enough to put, three markers on. And enough to kind of stick my eraser on there too. So, let's see. So that's the explanation of it. And of course it prints up like that. And let me go do a little live demonstration on how it snaps in so you can kind of get a full idea on it. Oh, and also, it might be important to look at, if you have a whiteboard, to look at my measurements here. Because see, this is design, and it's fairly tight. That the bottom is 12 millimeters and it has this lip of 2 millimeters on each side to snap in. I know it works with this whiteboard. I don't know if this is the standard size for whiteboards. It may be, for all I know, but if yours is different, well, if yours is different and you have a similar lip, you might, I don't know, give it a shot. If yours is different, go print out. If you're not sure, print out the small one, even if you're not going to use it because you use a lot less material. And even then, stop it. Like here's an example, really thin. Stop it. Just get a little tiny piece, snap it on there, and see what's going on. Last thing that's interesting in the design. If you observe this, since this prints out like this, everything's pretty okay except for the tray at the end. There's a little lip. And so what I did to solve that problem is because I can go at a 45-degree angle, I went at a 45-degree angle. So if you print this out, you'll see that there is a little lip here to hold things in, but it goes at a 45-degree angle. Okay, so with that, let me do a live demonstration here. So here is the original piece that came with this. I've shown that before. And so the idea is, I use this extra whiteboard, just snaps on, and then I can hook it. And also, it moves freely. So here's these other ones I've made, and unless you have this specific whiteboard, even if you have this specific whiteboard, well, I guess I'd choose any one of them and just print a couple of layers. Print like 0.5 millimeter or something, and then see if it actually will hook around your lip. So in this case, and keep your fingers away, because I hurt mine. That snaps in, and then you can move it around. That way I can make sure and hit the stud. Then there's my two trays. So I'll hook this one.
Hold on, you're moving too fast.
So this is one that's just a tray. In fact, I need to go probably hook this one onto my other guy because sometimes you just need more trays. I might even make enough to fill the whole thing up. And as you can see here, it's a 45-degree angle so I can get that lip to keep everything in. And then it's a little tricky to get it on at first. And watch your fingers. And boom, slam it down. Now that it's on there, I can move it. And then there's my main reason for doing this is to have the combination so I can attach it in there. So I can mount it to my wall. So same thing, should mount just the same. Again, watch your fingers. I smashed mine. Just barely getting that lip over. And oh, it's not quite. That one's not quite on, but it should. Okay, that one's being stubborn. There we go. Now, I had all that. Now I can just have multiple trays. So I've got multiple trays. So, that's it in a nutshell. And you can see over here at my actual whiteboard, I've got two of them up here. I've got this one attached to the wall, eraser, and I've got this one over here And you can see you can put about three in there, and this one's attached to the wall. And this one's free floating, so I could scoot if I want to. And I'll probably put a couple more up there and put them in. And that's that. Okay, now that I've shown you that, the last thing to do is to go over the numbers. So, for the wall mount, the small one, that takes 1 hour and 10 minutes to print out. It takes 0.012 cents of electricity, and it weighs 0.012 kilograms. And at $20 per kilogram, that's not the right calculation. Let's fix that. Apparently someone can't add. Okay, that comes up to 24 cents for total cost of that small one, about just 25 cents. So, but next up, my wall mount with the tray. So that's the main one I wanted. So it mounts to the wall and it has a tray. It takes 9 hours and 10 minutes to print. It takes 8.4 cents of electricity, and it weighs 0.136 kilograms. So at $20 per kilogram, it comes out to $2.72 worth of material. So for a total cost on that of $2.80. And then just the tray takes 8 hours and 57 minutes to print. It takes 0.083 cents, 8.3 cents of electricity. It weighs 0.124 kilograms at $20 per kilogram. That comes to $2.48 worth of filament for a total cost on that of $2.56. So there they all are. So I like this print. I think it's actually kind of cool. You know, when sometimes you make a print, you're like, this is pretty cool, and I'm pretty happy to have made it. So kind of figuring out this little pinchy thing. Another thing important to go over is how many times this took. Even with some decent planning and a lot of measurement on this, it still took me about 7 iterations to get it just right. In fact, some of the first ones were far too thick, so it just wasn't springy. So it's always good to know, iterate, test, and as always with those first tests, I wasn't making big long ones because that's a lot of wasted material on a test. I was making smaller ones, or even ones that were just an inch or so thick, so I could do some tests on those. So anyway. Test away. Try some things out. But for those who might have a need for this, it's out there on Thingiverse. Download it, try it out. And for those who might have a different whiteboard where this doesn't work, it's not that hard to go design your own and tweak it to your needs. Now that you can go download mine, see what the dimensions are, and kind of figure it out for yourself. If your whiteboard has a lip on it, you can hook this on. There you go. Anyway, enough of that video. Enough of this video. Hey, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, hey, give it a thumbs down. Also, if you like what we're doing here, subscribe to the channel by clicking the subscribe button. And lastly, have a piece of info to share? Just post a comment.